fitting that this one should wrap up the month. Welcome back to Watching the Wall, where I watch DVDs that I own and haven't seen. And today, we've got an iconic star. The man, the myth, the legend, Robert Englund, starring in an English film today. And I'm no stranger to his work. I mean, obviously I had to get the glow-in-the-dark cover. It looks so cool around Halloween time. But his time spent in the makeup was taxing, and he officially retired the character, saying, I'm not going to go through that the rest of my life. That's why it came as such big news at Fright Fest 2014 that our own Robert Englund would be in his own last showing. The debut horror film for Phil Hawkins, an award-winning commercial director, who also did a lot of music videos and has worked with a lot of talent. And he still does commercials to this day.
Going for the banned list. I like it. Banned? I don't want to be banned. Great idea.
That's a weird intersection of my interests. This film also stars Finn Jones. Why does he look so familiar? Oh! God, it's been forever since I thought about you. So what do you get when you combine a horror icon, a hot commodity, and a director willing and able to do anything he needs to get the project done? Let's read the back. Movie night turns deadly when a deranged projectionist, Robert Englund from the A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, casts one unlucky couple in his twisted film. By luring them through a gauntlet of increasingly deadly traps, the sadistic director is determined to make a movie that is truly to die for. Now that's a pitch. Let's see if it lives up to it. Is this going to be a film of two radically different tones? Because that's what I'm getting from this. Throughout the mostly wordless montage, we do understand that Stewart, played by Robert Englund, has been released from his job of 25 years. Not fired from the establishment, mind you. He's just no longer going to be a projectionist because they've gone digital. So I remember going to the local theater and seeing one of the projector rooms was just open to the public. You could see the film reels as they went, and it was so cool seeing all those big discs happening. You're like, that's actually how movies are shown and made. And now it's just a computer. You can see the same set. It's like, oh yeah, just a computer with a nice bright light shining in one direction. It's one step up from what anyone could do at home. Kind of ruins the magic. And that's how Stewart feels as he puts on his brightly colored attire and sells concessions, where the real money is made.
Oh, which drink?
Oof.
Lemonade.
Oh man, I hate the required uniform. I do like the dynamic between the boss and Stewart because this young guy just does not want the old guy around.
I noticed screenplays running the wrong aspect. Again? You do know what an aspect.
Of course, I bloody know what aspect is, it just doesn't matter.
Oh, doesn't it?
Look, Stuart, someone will come to fix it.
So, in the meantime, we continue to project a film in a substandard way?
Nobody has complained, except you.
You know, in the Midwest, people don't complain, they just don't come back. It's a little through line only with these two characters, but I do like how the young upstart management is just saying, no, the business has to be run this way. I'm not listening to you, the person who actually has worked here a long time, because I know what's best. You do what you're told because you need to grind out profit. He's working a job he's overly skilled for and has no interest in. This isn't going to lead to good things, is it? Martin and Allie decide to take in a midnight movie, the showing of The Hills Have Eyes 2, Wes Craven's classic? And yeah, for those that don't know, Wes Craven directed the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, so this is a heavy meta nod. In fact, the scripting of this opening is so full of meta humor, specifically about horror movies.
Look, I've not been scared by movies since my brother forced me to watch Candy.
Oh, yeah.
Look, they're all so cheesy, and you can always guess how they're going to end.
But it's not just about the end.
Alright, fine, the beginning and the middle, they're all just the same.
No, people just like to be scared.
You know, in an interview, the director said that he saw Cabin in the Woods shortly before he started working on this film, and was afraid that he was going to have to change so much of his script because, wow, they're doing the meta commentary too. You didn't have to worry, Phil. You don't go to that level of detail. Stewart's honestly the biggest nod to the horror tropes because he's trying to make a tropey horror movie. How's he going to capture all this footage?
Tickets? You got the tickets?
No, I gave you the ticket.
Fun fact, they actually did use real closed-circuit television footage from real CCTVs. Didn't have to do any kind of mock-ups in post to distort or make things look like they were grainy. No, they just came that way. And I think it's a great mixed medium because you feel like you're really a voyeur whenever you're looking through the perspective of the man who's just viewing everybody through all these little lenses that are everywhere around the building. In a red carpet interview, Robert Englund actually said, psychological horror doesn't really describe The Last Showing well. It's more of a thriller. Last Showing definitely leans this direction. As the young couple settles in to watch a sequel Wes Craven fans have always forgotten, the manager confronts Stewart about his lackluster follow-through on working the concession stand.
I will not serve another combo special number 3 at a venue managed by inept adolescents. Nor will I clean up after a bunch of animals that show me no respect.
That's it, String. You're fired.
I quit. Quit.
You can't quit. You have to wait at least 6 months.
You just fired him, and now you say he can't quit? Why would you film this? It seems like this footage would just make you more responsible for what happened if it ever saw the light of day. This leads to a little bit of a scuffle and... Wait, they're not gonna yell? It's gonna sit there while the house lights come on in the middle of the movie? Oh, I better get these ready. Oh, they're my suspenders of disbelief. I think they're gonna be tested today. When that whole situation's resolved, he turns out all the lights and decides to start closing down the cinema. This nice long walking shot down the cinema, powering down. It's just gorgeous. These are the shots you want to let breathe, and this was a wise decision. You get to familiarize yourself with every bit of the layout here before anything really happens. And to make sure he separates the young couple, he poisoned her drink earlier with something that made her feel sick and then pass out. Be forewarned, this next sequence we're going to be talking in depth about the ramifications of even perceived sexual assault. So, there you go, this horror movie's covering everything.
It's like when you photocopy the same picture over and over again. The quality just gets worse and worse.
When did you last photocopy anything?
That's not the point.
Would you mind just having a taste then? The pumps are playing up a bit.
Sure.
Wouldn't want you to have to come back.
Yeah, you're right, that does taste funny.
I mean, he did that right behind the counter. You'd think they'd have lots of cameras there because that's where the money transaction happens. Oh, yeah. Suspenders are getting a little uncomfortable now. Martin is in full panic mode as soon as he realizes he's locked in and he's lost his girl.
Ali? Al? You right?
I really feel for the plight of this guy. Allie and Martin are still in the beginning stages of this new burgeoning relationship. The first time I saw this, I totally glanced over the fact that the montage clearly shows them having multiple dates. And he is respectful of the lines that she's drawing. Even though there's no voices done throughout this, the body language is clear and he's respecting it. Sure, he's a little antsy in the movie theater because he must not like horror movies, and he's just looking at this as an excuse to spend more time with her in the dark. Not one of those that talks through the entire movie too. But he never actually makes a move in the dark. Respect, it works. So while she's unconscious and being dragged around by Stewart from various hiding location to hiding location, he's using this as emotional leverage to get Martin to do exactly what he wants.
So come on then. Where is she? Huh? Where is she?
Stewart communicating to Martin through the television prompts, which he can write out however he wants and display on any television in the entire Cineplex. Oh yeah, it's bunching. Ooh. Stewart plants specific stuff onto his boss so that when he sends him cascading down into the foyer, Martin is shook.
Don't shoot! What have you done with her?
I don't know what you're... Please, look, I'm not the guy you want, okay? You tried to kill me. Shut up!
So due to some plot confusion that is forced by Stewart to happen, the manager looks to be the bad guy. And so Martin decides that he needs to defend himself. He's delighting so much in how well this realism is going for his film. And then the inevitable happens. He ruins all the popcorn! Ah, why is the popcorn always the first casualty at the cinema? Martin is instructed to rob him and then steal cash from the tills, which he does because he's told that if he doesn't do it, Allie is going to suffer. This is good phone booth-esque manipulation. I love what this film does with the tension and that feeling of helplessness from the main character. He has no choice in his mind but to abide by what the faceless words on the screen tell him to do, otherwise the girl that he likes might actually end up dead. Great manipulation. Very thriller-esque, I have to agree. And then we get to Act 2. If we're gonna make any cuts to this 86 minutes, I'd make them around here. Don't mind me while I fiddle about. I'm just killing some time while the film does the same. Now that Stewart has the footage that he needs, he decides to put Allie back into play. Soon I'm going to be bringing up the topic of sexual assault as addressed in the movie. So just to give yourself some time to brace for it, I'm going to set a timer for when we're going to discuss it. Let's go. So when he finally rescues her from the projection room and she starts to regain consciousness, she's completely at a loss as to how did I get here? What's going on? Then he mentions this.
You were drunk!
What? You were drugged. I came to find you when you were unconscious.
But why would you assume?
And in that moment, there is suddenly a fissure running through the trust that was between them. From her perspective, she took him to this dark place where they could be alone after midnight and have this intimate experience together, and she was feeling like she was ready to fully trust this guy. And then he takes advantage of that situation by drugging her somehow and leaving her with this situation. To be clear, Martin didn't do anything of the sort. Yeah, Stewart is the one who undid that and put the shirt on inside out, but the seed has been sown, and now she will not have any automatic trust of this man that she thought she knew going forward. It really is brilliant manipulation on Stewart's part, but it brings up some heavy themes and some fantastic acting.
Where did you take me? Did you drag me upstairs? Did you take my clothes off first? Did you tell anyone that I couldn't do anything? I was just lying there. Well, how was it? Was it worth it?
Allie just breaks my heart in this scene. They're literally having a wall between them that wasn't there before, and now they can only speak through it but not actually go through it. All he wants is for her to believe and trust him, but the evidence, circumstantial or not, points to he's not trustworthy. You can't just say, oh, well, obviously I'm mistaken. Oh, I'm not going to believe the evidence right before my eyes. Who cares what I'm feeling? Yeah, I should trust this person. That's how you get into abusive relationships to start. And if you ever find yourself in that situation where I'm being told to not believe what's in front of my eyes, just follow my instructions and get out, Allie is doing the right thing. Stewart laid the perfect trap that Martin will not be able to escape because, statistically, she's right to be wary of him. These two might have had a chance if not for this one super dark, super relevant plot point. And I did not expect this to be the movie to introduce such a diabolical scheme. I mean, wow. You're bringing up themes that you're not going to fully address. This is not a good can of worms to open. And indeed, they only use it as a plot device to begin the fissure that he can then wriggle further open with the evidence that he recorded. You combine the sexual assault aspect with the video evidence of shooting somebody, he's dead to her.
Your boyfriend will pay for that.
Please, please don't call him that.
She is balking at that term boyfriend when it applies to Martin, even though all he's done since this whole situation started was try to save her and not communicate well. There were so many things he could have said, so many ways he could have opened up about what his experiences were, but he was also traumatized. And now she thinks that Martin traumatized her. So we have two people in their beds of trauma as orchestrated by the big puppet master who is manipulating them to make the movie he wants. Stanley Kubrick, stand aside. This director's sadistic. For those of you that are still here, welcome. Let's get back to the fun parts to talk about. I gotta get the suspender gag going.
And now, we have reached the third act.
The police have arrived and they're cutting through the shutter with great speed. So after some more shenanigans and a little bit more trickery, Stewart is put up on the roof with Allie, and there's a showdown where Martin appears to definitely be the aggressor.
Now we can figure this out. Nobody is going to shoot anybody.
Please. Just don't let him get away with this.
Just lower your guns.
And with one evil knowing smile, Stewart makes sure that Martin's not going to be a problem again. Harold, there's going to be so much paperwork later. Why would Martin choose to do this? This makes no sense for his character who is ultimately trying to save her. Does he really think that Stewart at this moment, because the 10-minute timer has gone off, is going to shove Allie off the roof in front of the SWAT team? Are you stupid? We get to see the detectives start to go through the footage.
Play it from there. What's he saying?
It's just video here, boss. There's no sound.
Who's he talking to?
Yeah, who did he talk to? I wonder who it could be. The only other person who's involved in the plot, aside from Allie, who seemed to have been drugged by someone the entire night? Thankfully, the cop finds the laptop that Stewart's been collecting footage on this whole time.
What is it? It's like software you make films with.
Can we watch it?
Well, someone was working on something, but all the footage isn't here.
So where is it?
External hard drive, maybe.
He's not asking to see, hey, Stewart, do you have an external disk by chance? He just gives the laptop back to Stewart?
I'll do that. Mr. Lloyd, I thought you'd like this back.
Thank you.
Filmmaker, eh?
The investigation's done? They don't look at the concession footage? They don't find the fact that he drugged her? They don't do any follow-up of any kind? Oh, there it goes. Oh my goodness. I mean, for what it was, I was entertained. I think this film actually had the problem of coming out too early. And in the days of streaming today, he would have been able to market this to specifically Shudder and probably would have gotten a much bigger fan following. Now, this horror movie, it just seems like it got lost in the mix because it didn't have that feature debut. And I think if it'd gone to cinemas, it would not have done much better. I love the aesthetic of what this is doing. I love the little in-jokes.
Now, Martin, isn't it? Martin? We're between takes here. Tell us, how's it going? This is for the special features. DVD, extras and such.
Points off for not having any special features on the DVD that you gave me. The DVD features are really starting to become a meme of this show. But despite Robert Englund honestly giving one of the best performances of his career, this script just left me wanting a little more logic as to why. So, my ultimate verdict: buy it, stream it, lend it, or toss it. I'd stream it. Yeah, shocking. Every movie's gonna have its flaws, and the fact that this one points out specifically that horror tropes are kinda cliche and overdone while doing them, it's clever. Not as clever as You're Next, which in an interview he directly was compared to. But you know what? That's just the era that it was in. Thank you once again for watching The Wall with me. I had a blast with this one. It was nowhere near the trite cliche stuff I thought it would be. It is high cinema trite cliche. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, you can email me at theothersocio@gmail.com. Since this movie is all about cliches, let's end with one where I ask you to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw here. So remember, the next time someone makes this face at you, you're already dead. Bye for now! They don't communicate well at all. Yeah, they don't communicate all throughout this whole scene. It's really frustrating. They don't communicate. Yeah, they don't communicate. I'll just take a break. Go on, train. It's your show.